What's going on, everybody? So in this video, you're gonna learn exactly how to price your products and services so that you can actually get paid for what you're worth. And you wanna make sure you watch this video until the end, because if you're someone who's ever struggled when it comes to talking about pricing and prospects always try to lowball you and force you into discounts, I'm gonna show you exactly what to do so that you can get paid for the value that you provide. What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick Dang here. So before we get started, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and let's get to it. Now, the first question we have to go over is, where exactly does pricing come from, right? How do you actually determine a price of a product or service? An important lesson to really learn is that the value of something, whether it's a product and service, is going to be determined by how much someone is willing to pay for it. Okay, very important that you understand this. It's all about someone's willingness to pay. So if you think about, let's say, like fine art, fine wine, or even Pokemon cards, right? There's actually this Pokemon card, Blastoise, that was sold for about 360,000 US dollars, okay? And if you think about, let's say, a Pokemon card, how much does it cost to actually make the card? Maybe a couple cents, right? Nothing crazy. And maybe when this Pokemon card was first created and sold back decades ago, maybe it only cost like $1 or $2 when you buy it from the store. Now, why is it worth 360,000 now? And why is someone willing to pay that amount of money for that? And the thing is, some people might say this is stupid. Why would someone pay so much for a piece of cardboard? But the reality is, something's value is determined by how much someone is willing to pay for it. Same exact thing when it comes to fine art, right? How much does it cost to paint a picture? Probably not that much, but sometimes you can sell these things for millions, right? And it's just because someone is willing to pay for it. So how do we use this lesson of value and tie it into our products and services, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys are not selling art or Pokemon cards. So, let's bring it down to earth and let's talk about, let's say, like consulting, agency services, or even software, right? So let's go ahead and give you a software example, right? Software as a service, also known as SaaS. And we're gonna use the example of Outreach.io. And essentially Outreach, it's a sales enablement tool. There's a lot of different features to it, but the main one we're gonna talk about is, its ability to send cold emails, right? And the reason why companies want to do this is because you send a cold email to somebody, you book a meeting, get on the phone, and you close a deal. But there needs to be an easier way to automatically send these cold emails, save templates, see what's working, what's not, right? All this functionality is built into Outreach. Now, when Outreach is building the software, right, there's certain costs to make the software, but when it comes to selling it to another customer, well, how much do you think it costs Outreach to deliver on their software and add another customer to use their technology? Probably close to zero, right? Because the software is already built, they're just granting access to another customer. So if you think about this, the software is already built, doesn't cost anything to deliver, yet Outreach can charge thousands of dollars per month to a company just to use their software when it's free to give them. So if you think about it, why is it that Outreach is able to charge such high prices in the thousands of dollars per month when it costs them almost nothing to deliver? And that's why the cost of something, whether it's a product, service, consulting, is based on the value and what someone is willing to pay for that thing. Now, obviously, people are gonna pay for this software because it saves them time, it helps them make more money. So if they're paying, let's say, $5,000 a month for all their salespeople to use Outreach to send cold emails, well, that $5,000 may be nothing compared to the amount of money a company's salespeople may make. One person might be closing $10,000 deals, $20 deals just from sending a cold email, and that already covers the cost of the software. Or let's think about it this way. Let's say you are selling a software like Outreach, right? And you're saving every sales rep who sends cold emails 30% of their time per day, because they don't have to do manual tasks. They don't have to put everything into an Excel sheet and send it to their manager, and that's gonna be such a headache. Instead, they just pay the software and it saves them 30% of their time. Now, if you think about it, a salesperson might be making, let's say, $75,000 a year. And let's say you have 30 salespeople. So when it comes to that payroll, it's about $200,000 per month, right? Just to pay the salespeople. Well, if you are are charging $5,000 for a software that will make your sales team more productive by 30% and it only costs $5,000, well, the amount of money you will make and save based on all your salespeople will be far greater than the amount you pay. So obviously you're gonna buy the software because it saves time, saves you money, and in the end, you make more money, right? Pricing is determined on value, right? What is the person getting? How much time are they saving? How much money are they making as a result of purchasing your product and services, right? And as long as you can prove that the value that you provide is greater than the cost that you're asking or the price you're asking, then it's gonna be a lot easier for you to sell as long as the person believes that you can do the thing that you promised. And there's also a deeper way to look at pricing, and that's actually coming down to sophistication. Now, when I'm talking about sophistication, it's really just saying, how difficult it is to solve the problem that you're charging money to solve, and how many other people in the world can do that exact same thing. So for example, if let's say you're selling Facebook ad services and you're an agency, well, how many other people can run Facebook ads? Probably a lot of people, right? Because now it's a commodity skill. But if you go deeper, right, and you're solving a deeper problem for someone very specific and you say, okay, I run Facebook ads for people who are doing $500,000+ in revenue in the e-commerce niche, specifically for beauty companies like makeup and things like that. Now you're getting very specific, and probably there's only a couple hundred people in that territory, maybe in the country that you're selling to, right? So now you're becoming really niche. And if you think about it, how much money is that person gonna be willing to pay for a specialist who specializes in Facebook advertising in that specific niche for that specific revenue number? Very, very, very specific. They're gonna get paid a lot compared to the guy who's doing Facebook ads for everybody, right? If you're a Facebook ads guy and you're like, I'll do it for real estate, I'll do it for technology, I'll do it for consulting, anything you name it, I'll do it for you, right? If you're taking that approach of being for everybody, most likely your prices have to be low because it's too general and everybody can do it. And probably it's gonna be a lot of work and very difficult to get results. But if you're super, super, super specific, you can charge high prices because not many people can do that job. And that's what I'm talking about sophistication, how difficult it is to actually do the thing that you do. Same thing with, let's say, brain surgeons or heart surgeons, right? Or let's say accountants who focus on Fortune 100 companies, right? Very rare to find those specific special skill sets. And obviously because they're so special and hard to find, they have to be paid a lot because, people are willing to pay for the value that they believe they get. And the harder something it is to find, the more people will pay money for that thing. Going back full circle to the Blastoise Pokemon card, right? At this point in time, this card probably came out like 2 decades ago. And at the time, it's probably very common. But because Pokemon's so popular now, it's scarce. It's very hard to find, very rare to find a, great condition Pokemon card like this. And that's why some people are willing to pay $360,000 for this thing, right? That's the value that they get. So no matter is what you're selling, you can still apply that lesson, whether you're selling something that's just a commodity like a Pokemon card, or if you're selling something that brings real value like a software that actually saves people time and helps them make more money. It's all about that perceived value. It's all about how scarce and difficult it is to find someone that can solve that problem. And if you understand the economics of that, then you can start charging higher for your products and services because you understand that people are actually willing to pay more money. You just gotta communicate that. And so with that said, that is pretty much how you're gonna be charging based on value. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, make sure you see my new videos dropping every single week. And if you're ready to start and accelerate your sales career, I actually got a free training link in the description so you can learn how to sell anything to anyone and get your sales career started. So with that said, my name is Patrick Dang, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.